I think the first thing we'll make is this is a great, really simple recipe, and it had rave reviews, and so I was really excited to prepare this for you guys today. It's still farm to table, using food that's available right now, seasonal produce, and sweet potato is one of them, and of course beet and apple. The root vegetables you can get here pretty much all year round, because the ground doesn't freeze down too terribly deep, unlike Minnesota, which goes really far down with permafrost. But you can get beets pretty much all the way through Christmas, and so here we go. Now we have this wonderful recipe, this chili, sweet potato chili mac, and it's so much fun. And I've baked these sweet potatoes, and I've peeled them. So there's 3 peeled sweet potatoes, and so then, of course, I've got all my stuff already ready. Okay, so I haven't seen you guys in a while. Did you guys have a good Halloween? I haven't seen you guys in a while. It feels like a long time.
Did you have fun at your friend's house?
I didn't go. I was petrified. I did not go to my friend's house. I was nervous about it being a Saturday night in Bristol, because of gremlins. So I just stayed home. Okay, this is just the shredded Monterey Jack. It's really cool if you can put this in here in the potatoes while they're still warm. But of course, it doesn't matter because it's going back into the oven. So, and I've already made half of this recipe, so I get the other half in there. Not too many people have had a chili with sweet potatoes before, so I just thought this would be a fun little something different. And you mash your sweet potatoes. Since these are a little cold, before I finish this dish, the finished dish is actually going into the broiler for a couple minutes. So I want the sweet potatoes and everything to be warmed up. So I am going to put them in the microwave for just a minute before I finish the dish off. Okay, so I've got the cheese in there and the sweet potatoes. Now, this is chipotle. This is hot, gang, hot. And so I only use it a little bit because of our demographic. If you like it hotter, put a little more in. But please be careful. I mean, I would never put in that tablespoon. I really wouldn't. So there's that. But I'm going to put in like about a teaspoon or maybe even a half a teaspoon of the chipotle. It's got a really nice flavor to it. Is that a can? Yes, ma'am. There's 3 different kinds of chipotle peppers in adobo sauce downstairs. And the adobo sauce is chipotles are actually a smoked jalapeno. And then the adobo.
Mexican section, or?
Yeah, in the international section, aisle 4. And but it says smoked jalapeno. That's what a chipotle is. And it's very, very fiery. So careful, but it has a lovely flavor to it. And then you get a cup of milk. This is fat-free milk, actually.
What do you do with the rest of the can? Do you
I'm going to show you. That's a great question. Thank you very much. What you do with the rest of the can is that you get a bag. You can even get a smaller bag, you know, but get a freezer size bag, and you put the rest of the chipotle in that freezer bag, and you know, squeeze it and roll it into a tube and put it in your freezer. And then just pull it out whenever you need it, because you use it very sparingly.
And can you bring it out and thaw it and then refreeze
You can, or you can just cut it. You can just open the bag and take a snip.
Well, I have a different question. What if you just wanted to use chili powder? Just, you know, like you put with meat and beans.
Well, you could do that. Chipotle is just has a different, like a smoky flavor. If you have like a smoked paprika, I know. That's why I'm using so little. So if you wanted to use a different kind of chili, you could, or you could use smoked paprika, or you could use smoked paprika and the chili powder if you want. If you want to use a different chili powder. I think we're actually going to do one of the classes that we're coming up in the next season is going to be a spice class. So we're going to be putting together spices that you couldn't live without, and that's one of them. Okay, so get that all mixed in, and a little salt and pepper. And I'm using kosher salt here. Kosher salt is just a fine ground flake salt. Mix that all pretty good. I think that's all that I need on this one. Yep. And then I'm going to put the pasta in. This is a whole grain pasta. Food City whole grain pasta. This is a penne pasta. You can use elbow macaroni too if you want. That's more of a traditional mac and cheese type thing. Get that in there. Give this a fluff. So get this all stirred up. Whoops! I told our guy, our wonderful brainer who cleans up after us a lot. I said to him, don't bother sweeping back here because I haven't even begun to cook. It's only going to get really messy. He did anyway there. All right. So now there's that. That's nice and incorporated. Yum. Looks really rich. It's very, very good. But you know, this kind of chili, this kind of mac and cheese is a lot lower in fat because of there's not a lot of butter. There's really not even a lot of cheese, and it's a mozzarella. So it's not a really high fat cheese, and it's non-fat milk. So whatever chilies that you're choosing to use, just make sure they're very flavorful, because that was the whole point. That's the chipotle thing, is they're very flavorful. So I'm going to pop these in the microwave for a couple of minutes. Okay. And meanwhile, we'll talk about the chorizo. There's chorizo. I'm not gonna fry the sausage because I've already done that too. But I was actually thinking about there's a chicken and apple sausage downstairs as well that I thought about using. But then I saw the chorizo, which is a part of chorizo, as Mary Flores calls it. She's downstairs too. She's Hispanic, so she teaches me how to say these things. But this is a premium Mexican recipe sausage. And what she said to do with it, this is what it looks like. So it's a little spicy, but it's not a real spicy. It's not deadly spicy. But what she says she does with this is that she makes a huevos rancheros, and she uses chorizo rancheros. So she uses a chorizo in her huevos rancheros, and what she does is she makes a batch of sausage. Now, this is only 2.5 sausages. There's actually 6 sausages in this pack, and so she makes a whole pack of sausage, and freezes what she doesn't use, and then she just takes out little bits at a time because she's by herself too. But what you want to do is you take the skin off of these sausages, and then you crumble it up and put it in a pan, and they get greasy. I mean, it's really a lot of fat and grease in this chorizo. So what it says to do is you take it out of the pan and you wipe out the pan of all the grease, and then you put these potatoes back into the pan, and then we'll put them in the oven for just a couple minutes on broil. It's a really fun recipe, though. It's pretty simple, nothing much to it really, I think one of the biggest things is actually the salad.
So the meat is with the beet section?
Yeah, it's where the downstairs where the right past the produce there's a meat case, and there's sausages and bacon. You keep going down, so it's closer to the hot dogs. You'll see the Johnsonville sausages and the kielbasa and things like that. So it's actually closer to the fish and meat section, and you'll see the chorizo. Very flavorful sausage.
I've never seen that.
Well, yeah, if you're not using it, you wouldn't know.
It's a wonder they didn't pick it up.
It's starting to melt. Okay. Okay, so that's pretty much fun. Then what I want to do is work a little bit on the beet salad. You guys like beets?
Never eat them raw.
Never eaten a raw one.
Well, I'll show you about these raw beets in just a minute. I mean, these are beautiful. It's such a gorgeous salad. As soon as this thing comes out of the, I'll show you what it looks like. This is what the mac and cheese looks like. I still have a little broiling to do on it, but this is what it's going to look like. And the sweet potatoes actually makes it look like a big cheddar, like a lot of cheddar cheese, right? But it's not a sweet potato. So it's gorgeous. But you use the pan, the same pan that you made your chorizo in. So that makes it clean up a little easier. And then we'll broil it, and then it'll be good. I think this is ready. Yeah, okay. So I'm gonna put these in the pan. They're warm now. Gooey. Yum. And then you just sort of artfully arrange them in the pan. And then you crumble the chorizo on top. It's really not low calorie, but it's pretty low fat. So this is, as you see at the bottom, and there's a lot more fat in this chorizo because it's a sausage, and sausage is already fat. They're pretty fat, but you see all the, that's gorgeous. In a few minutes, I'll turn on the broiler. This is cilantro, which is going to go on top of the chili mac. Just kind of run your knife through, stem and all. And actually, with the if you do a lot of Hispanic cooking, or if you do a lot of Chinese cooking or Indian cooking, you'll use the cilantro quite a bit. And cilantro is also called Chinese parsley, the seeds of which are called coriander. I don't know if you knew that or not. There you go. When what?
When do they get the seeds?
Oh, you should see them grow. They're wonderful. They you have to when you start propagating this stuff, you have to furiously cut it back. Cut it. The cilantro, and then it gets bushy, but then it goes up, and then it has a lot of little seeds. Then you collect those seeds, and that's coriander. So when it comes out of the oven, nice and warm, you add the little cilantro. And a little onions, the green onions. It's ready to go. Well, that was pretty much a 30-minute cook here. Y'all hungry? Yeah. Yeah. I'll move this. That's a pretty meal right there.